Chosen one, if you're seeing this message now, know that it's not by chance. This is no coincidence. The universe conspired for you to receive this revelation at exactly this moment in your life. You were selected among thousands to receive this transformative message. What I'm about to reveal to you will completely change your financial reality. God is acting in your life right now. As you hear these words, supernatural forces are aligning in your favor. The chains of scarcity that have for so long limited your dreams and imprisoned your potential are being destroyed at this very moment. This is the day the divine has chosen for your financial liberation. Have you ever wondered why, despite all your effort, debts seem to grow? Why opportunities seem to pass by without touching you? It was an invisible force working against you, but now divine power is intervening. Everything is about to change, and you've been chosen to experience this spiritual and financial revolution. Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling an inexplicable lightness, as if a weight had been lifted from your shoulders. Imagine seeing opportunities for prosperity emerging from all directions, like doors suddenly opening after remaining locked for years. This isn't just a possibility, it's what's manifesting in your life right now. Abundance is already heading your way. The time of scarcity is over. You've been chosen to prosper, to receive overflowing blessings, to experience financial miracles that will leave everyone around you amazed. Before we continue, I want to ask 3 things that will amplify this powerful revelation. First, subscribe to this channel to continue receiving divine messages that will transform your life. Second, leave your like so this message reaches other chosen ones who need to hear these words. And third, comment financial liberation to declare in the spiritual realm that you're ready to receive what God has prepared for you. Now, prepare your heart and mind. What you're about to hear will change your destiny forever. Stay until the end of this message, because every word is a key that will unlock the doors of abundance in your life. Your transformation begins now. Chosen one, until this moment, you've been living in chains. Yes, you heard correctly. Invisible chains have limited your ability to prosper, restricted your access to the abundance that has always been your divine right. These aren't ordinary chains. They're spiritual chains forged by the spirit of scarcity, chains that feed on fear, doubt, and the limitations you've accepted as truth. But at this exact moment, as you receive this message, something extraordinary is happening in the spiritual realm. God is destroying these chains. Divine power is descending upon your life with supernatural force, and each link of these chains is being shattered one by one. You may not see this process with your physical eyes, but your soul already feels the liberation taking place. For years, you've wondered why you couldn't move forward financially, despite so much effort. The answer was in these invisible chains that drained your energy and blocked your paths to prosperity. But now, divine power is intervening irrevocably. Scarcity no longer has authority over your life. The chains that bound your mind, limited your dreams, and paralyzed your movements are being pulverized by the divine touch. This isn't an ordinary or natural process. It's a supernatural intervention directed specifically at you. Yes, you've been identified in heaven as someone who needs to be liberated now. Your name has been pronounced in the celestial courts, and the order for your release has already been decreed. The time of remaining chained is over. Can you feel it? There's a different lightness in the air around you. It's the weight of these chains being removed from your life. It's the sensation of financial freedom beginning to circulate through your being. It's the first breath of a new reality of abundance being born for you. The chains of debt that suffocated your ability to grow are being broken. The chains of poverty mentality that limited your vision are being shattered. The chains of negative beliefs about money that were planted in your mind since childhood are being uprooted and completely destroyed. Each fragment of these chains that falls represents a new possibility for prosperity opening in your life. Each broken link means a new path of abundance being revealed to you. Financial freedom is no longer a distant dream. It's a reality that's manifesting right now. Some of these chains were inherited from past generations. Perhaps your parents and grandparents struggled with financial limitations, and unconsciously that pattern was transmitted to you. But today, in this divine moment, that generational transfer is being interrupted. You are the chosen one to break this cycle. You are the one who will bring a new lineage of prosperity to your family. Divine power is striking not only the visible chains, like debts and bills, but also the invisible ones, the mental blocks, the financial traumas, the memories of past failures that still echo in your mind. All of these are being neutralized by the transformative touch happening right now. When the last of these chains is broken, you'll experience a mental clarity you've never known before. Innovative ideas will flow to you. Creative solutions to financial problems will appear like revelations. Opportunities that were hidden will suddenly become evident. This is the power of financial liberation being poured out on you. The invisible chains that for so long kept your abundance imprisoned are being shattered now. You're being freed from all the limitations that prevented you from experiencing true prosperity. This is the divine moment of your financial transformation. Your mind was chained to a limiting thought pattern, but now these chains are falling to the ground. Your ability to receive was blocked, but now the channels of prosperity are being cleared. Your potential to generate wealth was suffocated, but now it's being released in all its fullness. Don't doubt what's happening. Don't question the divine moment you're experiencing. The invisible chains are being shattered. The liberation has already begun. You've been chosen to experience this extraordinary transformation, and nothing can stop what God has already set in motion. The hour of your financial liberation has arrived. What's happening in your life right now goes beyond human understanding. A supernatural force is acting right now, breaking all the limits that have ever been imposed on your financial life. This isn't an ordinary force. It's divine power, manifesting in an extraordinary way, breaking barriers that seemed insurmountable. The limits that were established for you, whether by circumstances, by people, or even by your own limiting beliefs, are being torn down one by one. That voice that always said, "This far and no further," is being silenced by the divine decree that affirms there are no limits for you from now on. This supernatural force is redrawing the boundaries of your financial reality. What seemed impossible yesterday is becoming possible today. What you considered out of your reach is now being placed in your hands. Divine power is transforming your reality with a speed that will amaze you. Feel it. A different energy is circulating around you at this very moment. It's the tangible manifestation of this supernatural force that's breaking limits in your life. Each barrier that falls releases a new level of possibilities for you. Each wall that crumbles reveals a horizon of opportunities that was hidden. The financial limits that were established for your family, for your career, for your dreams, all are being disintegrated by the potency of this divine intervention. Limitation is no longer your destiny. Scarcity is no longer your sentence. Restriction is no longer your reality. This supernatural force has a name. It's the transforming power of divine grace that has decided to act in your life now. It doesn't ask permission to enter, doesn't negotiate with the forces of limitation, doesn't bow before human impossibilities. It simply bursts into your reality, rearranging circumstances, opening paths where there were no paths, creating opportunities where before there were only solid walls. Many tried to convince you that you should accept limits, that you should be content with less, that you should reduce your dreams to fit within arbitrary boundaries. But the divine disagrees. The divine sees in you an unlimited potential that needs to be released, a capacity for abundance that needs to be awakened, a financial authority that needs to be restored. That's why, at this moment, this supernatural force is breaking all the limits imposed on your life. That debt that seemed impossible to pay is being neutralized. That financial ceiling that prevented your growth is being shattered. Those restrictive circumstances that imprisoned your potential are being dissolved. Your mind is being expanded to accommodate a new reality of abundance. Your spiritual eyes are being opened to see possibilities that were previously invisible to you. Your ears are being tuned to capture divine guidance that will lead you to extraordinary opportunities. This isn't just motivation, it's a spiritual reality that's manifesting now. The limits are being broken in real time. The supernatural force is redrawing the map of your financial life, expanding boundaries, demolishing barriers, creating new paths of prosperity that didn't exist before. Have you felt that inexplicable impulse in your spirit? That restlessness, that sudden desire to seek more, to achieve more, to conquer financial territories that previously seemed unreachable? This is no coincidence. It's the echo of that supernatural force reverberating within you, calling you to a new dimension of prosperity. The limits that existed in your mind are being reprogrammed. Those phrases like, "This is all I can have," "This is the maximum I can earn," "This is as far as I can go," are being erased from your subconscious by the transforming power that's acting on you now. Instead, new truths are being engraved in your spirit. There are no limits to what I can receive. My capacity to generate wealth is unlimited. My financial potential knows no boundaries. This is the new programming being installed in your being by the supernatural force that breaks limits. As you absorb these words, this force continues working, removing obstacles, opening paths, creating divine connections that will lead you to a new level of prosperity. You've been chosen to experience this breaking of limits, to be a living testimony that divine power recognizes no impossibilities. The supernatural force that's breaking limits in your life isn't temporary. It's here to stay. This isn't a passing intervention, but a permanent transformation of your financial reality. From today on, you'll live in a new dimension of possibilities, where the old limits no longer exist and new horizons of abundance open before you. Chosen one, something extraordinary is happening with your finances at this exact moment. A weight is being removed, a transformation is occurring, and you're about to experience a sensation you may never have known before: true financial lightness. This isn't an abstract concept, it's a tangible reality that's manifesting in your life now. For years, perhaps decades, you've carried the heavy burden of financial worries. Each bill to pay, each accumulated debt, each month of tight budget added more weight on your shoulders. You've gotten used to living with this constant pressure to the point where you don't even notice how much it limited your movements, your creativity, your joy. But today, in this divine moment, that weight is being lifted from you. You'll feel a lightness in your finances that will completely transform your life experience. The constant worry that consumed your thoughts is being replaced by supernatural peace. The anxiety that tightened your chest when you thought about money is giving way to radiant confidence. This lightness isn't just emotional, it will manifest in practical results. You'll see bills being paid in unexpected ways, resources emerging from places you never imagined, opportunities for gain appearing in sequence, as if a river of abundance had been unblocked and now flows freely in your direction. Imagine waking up in the morning without that tight feeling in your stomach when you think about your financial obligations. Imagine being able to look to the future with enthusiasm instead of fear. Imagine making decisions based on what's best for you, not just what's cheapest. This is the financial lightness that's manifesting in your life now. The burden that seemed to be your permanent destiny is being removed by divine hands. Years of unrecognized effort, of work without adequate reward, of sowing without reaping in the same proportion, all of this is being rebalanced now. Divine justice is being applied to your finances. You'll notice this lightness first in your mind. Obsessive thoughts about money will begin to diminish. Constant worry will give way to creative ideas. The fear of not having enough will be replaced by confidence that your needs will be abundantly supplied. This mental shift is the first sign of the financial transformation that's occurring. Next, you'll feel the lightness in your body. That tension that accumulated in your shoulders, that recurring headache when you thought about your finances, that insomnia caused by money worries, all this will begin to dissipate. Your physical body will respond to the liberation happening on the spiritual plane. Then, the lightness will manifest in your material reality. You'll see your debts decreasing at a pace that defies human logic. You'll see your money yielding more, going further, multiplying in ways that will seem miraculous. You'll see resources coming to you at the exact moment you need them, not before, not after, but at the perfect time. This financial lightness isn't just for your personal comfort, it's to release you for your greater purpose. When the weight of financial concerns is removed, your mind is free to create, your heart is free to love, your spirit is free to serve. You've been chosen to experience this lightness because there's a greater divine purpose for your life. The abundance that's flowing to you now isn't just a blessing, it's a commission. It's the universe entrusting resources to someone who will use them with wisdom, with purpose, with generosity. The lightness in finances is the first step toward a life of positive impact on the world around you. You'll also notice a change in the people around you. Those who previously looked at you with doubt when you spoke of abundance will now see the results manifested in your life. Those who questioned your faith in difficult times will now witness the power of your confidence. Your financial lightness will be a living testimony to many. And no, you're not imagining things when you feel this change. It's not a coincidence when opportunities begin to appear one after another. It's not luck when resources begin to flow to you in unexpected ways. It's the tangible manifestation of the financial lightness that was decreed for your life in this divine moment. This lightness is just the beginning. It's the first sign of a deeper transformation that's occurring in your relationship with money, with abundance, with prosperity. As you embrace this new reality, more doors will open, more resources will be released, more blessings will be poured out. The financial lightness you're beginning to experience now will grow day by day. What begins as a sigh of relief will transform into unshakable confidence. What emerges as a small breathing room in the budget will expand into overflowing abundance. What appears as a singular opportunity will multiply into a sequence of open doors. Take a deep breath and feel that lightness. Allow yourself to experience it fully. You've been chosen for this moment of financial transformation. The lightness isn't just a promise for the future. It's a reality that's manifesting right now in your life. You've been carrying something for too long, a sequence of events, a repetitive story, a destructive pattern that seemed endless, the chain of financial failures. One failure connected to another, one loss leading to another loss, one disappointment opening the door to the next. This chain has been around your neck, limiting your movements, suffocating your dreams, preventing your progress. But now, something extraordinary is happening. This chain that seemed indestructible is being broken by the divine power manifesting in your life at this very moment. Link by link, the chain of failures is being disintegrated, and you're being freed to experience a new reality of continuous success. How long have you tried to break this chain on your own? How many times have you gathered strength, made new plans, started new projects, only to see the same sequence of events repeat? It wasn't for lack of effort or dedication. It wasn't for lack of intelligence or ability. It was because this chain couldn't be broken by human strength alone. It needed supernatural intervention. And that's exactly what's happening now. Divine power is intervening in your financial life, breaking this ancestral chain of failures that has pursued you for so long. That vicious cycle of almost making it, of getting close to success, only to see it slip away at the last moment, is being definitively broken. Do you feel it? There's a different energy circulating in your life. There's a change happening in the circumstances around you. There are doors opening where before there were only walls. This is the visible manifestation of this chain breaking. It's the universe responding to the divine decree that has been established. This chosen one will no longer live chained to failure. The links of this chain were many. There was the link of self-sabotage, when you unconsciously destroyed opportunities for success because you didn't feel worthy of them. There was the link of scarcity mentality, which made you see limitations where possibilities existed. There was the link of past financial traumas, which made you react with fear to new opportunities. All these links are being broken simultaneously. It's a complete liberation, an integral transformation. It's not just one aspect of your financial life that's being restored. It's your entire relationship with money, with success, with abundance that's being reconfigured. Many of these links were forged even before your birth. Perhaps you inherited limiting patterns from previous generations. Perhaps you grew up hearing stories of failure and difficulty that programmed your subconscious to repeat the same patterns. But today, in this sacred moment, that generational transfer is being interrupted. You are the chosen one to break this cycle. You are the one who will bring a new story to your lineage. Through you, a new narrative of success, prosperity, and abundance is being written. Future generations will not inherit the same chain that was passed to you. They will receive a legacy of victory and prosperity. As this chain breaks, you'll feel a freedom you've never experienced before. Decisions that previously seemed confusing will now become clear. Opportunities you didn't recognize before will now be evident. Actions that previously seemed frightening will now be carried out with confidence. This is the freedom that comes when the chain of failure is removed. The signs of this breaking are already appearing in your life. That business that seemed stagnant suddenly shows signs of growth. That debt that seemed impossible to pay suddenly finds a solution. That opportunity that seemed out of your reach suddenly presents itself again. These aren't random events. They're visible signs of the breaking of the chain of failures. This transformation isn't just a change of circumstances, it's a change of identity. You're no longer defined by past failures. You're no longer identified by the limitations you've faced. A new identity is being born, the identity of someone who has been chosen for success, designated for prosperity, anointed for abundance. The chain that bound you to a cycle of one step forward and two steps back is being broken. From now on, every step you take will be forward and upward. Every movement will bring you closer to your destiny of prosperity. Every decision will lead you to a higher level of financial success. This breaking isn't temporary, it's permanent. It's not a pause in the cycle, it's its definitive end. The chain of failures won't just be loosened or stretched, it's being completely destroyed so that it can never be rebuilt. Your liberation is total and irreversible. As you absorb these words, the breaking process continues. Each revelation you receive, each truth you accept, each decree you pronounce accelerates the destruction of this chain. You're actively participating in your own liberation, collaborating with the divine power that's working in your favor. The chain of failures is being broken. The links of limitation, fear, doubt, and scarcity are being disintegrated by the supernatural power manifesting in your life now. You've been chosen for this liberation, for this transformation, for this new reality of continuous success and growing prosperity. Chosen one, there's a spiritual force that has been at war against your prosperity. An invisible but powerful entity that has systematically operated to keep you in scarcity, in limitation, in lack. This is the spirit of poverty, a shadowy influence that has worked tirelessly to sabotage your efforts, drain your resources, and distort your mentality about money and abundance. But today, something monumental is happening in the spiritual realm. The spirit of poverty that for so long dominated your financial life is being directly confronted by divine power. This isn't a balance battle. It's total subjugation. Divine power is exposing, confronting, and expelling this limiting force from your life once and for all. For years, this spirit of poverty has whispered lies in your ears. You don't deserve abundance. Wealth is for others, not for you. You'll always have to struggle to survive. Contentment means accepting less. These lies infiltrated your thinking, influenced your decisions, and limited your expectations. But now, these lies are being silenced by the thunder of divine truth. The power manifesting in your life is declaring new truths. You were created to prosper. Abundance is your right by inheritance. You were designated to live in fullness, not in scarcity. Your capacity to generate wealth is unlimited. The confrontation is being waged on multiple levels simultaneously. At the level of your mind, divine power is restructuring your way of thinking about money, replacing limitations with possibilities, fear with faith, anxiety with confidence. At the level of your spirit, a new authority is being established, allowing you to stand against the forces of scarcity with unshakable conviction. At the level of material circumstances, you'll see tangible evidence of this confrontation. Financial blockages that persisted for years will suddenly be removed. Resources that seemed inaccessible will suddenly be within your reach. Opportunities that were consistently denied will suddenly present themselves with clarity. This isn't a gradual process, it's a decisive victory. The spirit of poverty isn't just being contained or restricted, it's being completely defeated. Its influence over your life is being eradicated, its roots are being pulled out, its strongholds are being demolished. This is divine intervention in its most powerful form. You may have wondered why, despite all your faith, all your hard work, all your persistence, prosperity seemed always out of reach. The answer was in this invisible adversary, this spiritual force that operated consistently against you. But this adversary's time is up. Its reign of influence over your life has come to an end. The confrontation between divine power and the spirit of poverty isn't just for your personal liberation. It's a testimony to everyone around you. When people see the radical transformation in your finances, when they witness abundance flowing into your life, when they observe the extraordinary opportunities that open up for you, they'll know that something supernatural has happened. This spiritual victory will manifest in practical results. You'll see an increase in your income that will defy logical explanations. You'll see debts being cancelled in unexpected ways. You'll see doors of prosperity opening in areas you hadn't even considered before. Each of these events will be tangible proof of divine power triumphing over the spirit of poverty. As this confrontation unfolds, you'll feel an internal change happening. A new confidence will arise in your spirit. An unshakable certainty about your financial destiny will take hold of your being. A supernatural peace regarding money will fill your mind. These are the internal fruits of the spiritual victory occurring now. This isn't just a financial battle, it's a war for your peace of mind, for your joy, for your ability to live fully without the constant weight of financial worries. Divine power is fighting for your right to experience life in abundance, to fulfill your purpose without material limitations, to express your creativity without economic restrictions. The spirit of poverty had no legitimate authority over your life. It was a usurper, an invader who claimed a territory that didn't belong to it. Now, the legitimate ruler is restoring order. Divine power is reclaiming what was always yours by right, a life of prosperity, abundance, and material fullness. The defeat of the spirit of poverty isn't temporary, it's permanent. This isn't a momentary truce, it's a definitive victory. Divine power not only expels this limiting force, but establishes a protection around you, a spiritual barrier that will prevent the influence of poverty from returning to your life. Feel the change happening. Notice the atmosphere around you transforming. Note how your relationship with money is already beginning to change. These are visible signs of the spiritual confrontation taking place. The spirit of poverty is retreating, while divine power advances with full force in your life. What I'm about to reveal now is an irrevocable divine decree. Misery, that devastating presence that has consumed your resources for so long, has just permanently lost access to your home. At this exact moment, as these words reach your ears, an impenetrable spiritual barrier is being erected around your family, your possessions, and your financial future. For how long have you felt the weight of misery invading your home? That constant sensation of insufficiency, that suffocating pressure at the end of each month, that persistent fear that accompanied every financial decision. Misery wasn't just a temporary condition in your life. It became an almost tangible presence, an invader who refused to leave, a thief who continuously stole not only your resources, but also your peace, your joy, your hope. But today, everything has changed. The decree has been sealed in the celestial courts. This house is now under new management. Misery no longer has authority here. Its reign has definitively ended. The spiritual doors that allowed scarcity to enter have been locked. The windows that let lack infiltrate have been sealed. All the invisible accesses through which misery operated in your life have been permanently blocked. This isn't a temporary protection or a momentary improvement in your finances. It's a complete transformation of the spiritual environment that governs your house. Misery isn't just on pause, it has been completely banished from your territory. This isn't just a postponement of difficulties, it's a definitive turnaround in the administration of your resources. In its place, a new presence is taking control. Abundance in its purest and most powerful form. You'll feel this change in every aspect of your domestic life. The air you breathe inside the house will be different. The conversations at the table will change in tone. The dreams shared as a family will gain new dimension. The emotional climate of your home will undergo a remarkable transformation. Where there was once constant tension about bills and expenses, now there will be peace and confidence. Where there were frequent discussions about financial limitations, now enthusiastic conversations about possibilities and opportunities will flourish. Where a constant cloud of worry hovered, now the radiant light of divine certainty will shine. This transformation will impact all members of your family. The elderly, who may have carried the weight of financial worry for decades, will feel an inexplicable relief, as if a burden they carried for so long had been suddenly removed. The young, who absorbed the anxiety of the environment even without fully understanding its source, will experience a new freedom to dream and develop. Your house is being energetically reprogrammed at this very moment. The memories of scarcity are being erased from the very walls. The energetic record of financial struggle is being removed from the environment. A new vibrational frequency is being established, the frequency of divine provision, of constant sufficiency, of overflowing abundance. You'll notice tangible signs of this transformation immediately. Perhaps it's an unexpectedly settled bill. Perhaps it's a resource that emerges from a source you hadn't even considered. Perhaps it's a financial opportunity that appears without warning. These aren't isolated events or coincidences. They're the first visible manifestations of the new spiritual reality that now governs your house. Misery operated systematically in your life, blocking opportunities before you even noticed them, sabotaging initiatives before they could bear fruit, creating invisible financial leakages that constantly drained your resources. This entire destructive system has been dismantled at once by the divine intervention happening now. Your address has been removed from the map of scarcity. Your family has been crossed off the list of targets for misery. Your home has been transferred to a new spiritual jurisdiction, one where abundance is the natural law, where prosperity is the default state, where sufficient resources are not the exception but the constant norm. This protective barrier not only prevents misery from entering, it actively attracts prosperity. It's a divine magnetic field that repels scarcity and attracts abundance. Resources that previously seemed inaccessible will now be attracted to you. People who carry financial opportunities will feel an inexplicable inclination to cross your path. Doors that remained closed for years will suddenly open before you. The impact of this transformation goes far beyond the financial aspect. When misery loses access to your house, the entire family environment transforms. Relationships improve when financial pressure is removed. Physical health strengthens when the chronic stress of scarcity is eliminated. Creativity flourishes when the mind is freed from constant worry about basic survival. You'll notice a change even in the sleep of family members. Those restless nights interrupted by financial worries will be replaced by deep and restorative rest. Night dreams, previously populated by anxieties and fears related to money, will now become fertile fields for inspiration and divine revelation. This transformation isn't just for your personal benefit, it's to establish your house as a beacon of hope and a testimony to divine power. People will observe the dramatic change in your circumstances. They'll see the peace that dwells in your home, even in times of economic turbulence. They'll witness how your family prospers when others struggle. And through your example, many will be inspired to believe that their own financial liberation is also possible. From this moment, your house becomes a center for the redistribution of abundance. Resources will flow to you not only to meet your needs, but so you can be a channel of blessings to others. The prosperity that now has free access to your home isn't just for accumulation. It's for circulation, for transformation, for multiplication. Misery no longer has access to your house. This is an irrevocable truth, a divine decree, a permanent transformation. Your family has been transferred to a new financial reality, and there is no power on earth that can reverse this process. The time of scarcity has come to an end. The era of abundance has just begun. Chosen one, we've reached the end of this divine revelation, but only the beginning of your financial transformation. What you heard today weren't simply motivational words. They were spiritual decrees that are already reshaping your reality at this very moment. The chains of poverty are being destroyed, the limits imposed by scarcity are being broken, and a new era of prosperity has just been inaugurated in your life. Divine power is already acting. As you absorb these truths, tangible changes are occurring in the invisible structures that govern your finances. What seemed impossible yesterday is becoming your new reality today. What you considered a distant dream is now materializing before your eyes. This message reached you at the exact moment you needed to hear it. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a divine appointment set before your birth. You were chosen for this financial transformation not by chance, but by a specific design that now reveals itself in all its potency. From now on, closely observe the signs of your financial liberation. Be attentive to the doors that will open, the opportunities that will arise, the resources that will arrive in unexpected ways. Each of these events will be a confirmation of what was declared here today. Before we conclude, I ask you to do two things that will amplify the effects of this revelation in your life. First, subscribe to this channel to continue receiving words of power that will fuel your transformation. Second, leave your like on this video as an act of faith, a public declaration that you accept and embrace this new reality of abundance. Always remember, you were created to prosper. Scarcity was never your destiny. From today on, you walk in a new dimension of financial possibilities, freed from the limitations of the past, empowered by the divine decree that has just been established over your life. Your era of abundance begins now.